back doing some more scouting. This is a property where I very first scouted. Seen those couple of pronghorn was all, but that was way on the south side, and I'm now on the north side. And there's some big crop fields here, irrigated. I think there's soybeans in one and corn in the other. So that's going to bode well for the deer coming out here, especially during the early season and this time of year too. So we're going to head in now. I think there's a spot back here where I can hang a trail camera, so I'm really interested to get a trail camera up back there, kind of where the corn and beans meet. So we'll see if we can't get this trail camera up. Then the plan is to just go sit up on the hill, see what's using these fields. So hopefully something comes out and we can see a mule deer here in our scouting trip, since we only seen pronghorn last time we were down here on this property. But like I said, we're in a completely different side of this property, so we'll see what happens. She's up there on the hill. She's looking, right down at us, on this trail walking in. But I'm just going to keep walking, see if she won't let us walk by. If we spook her, it's June, it's not going to hurt her. And now we know that there's some up there, so we might have to change our route in if we do plan on hunting here. But good thing I seen her up there. You see a little bit of white up on the hill. Thought maybe it was a shed, so I thought I'd pull my binoculars up, and it was just her neck up. Thought it was a buck, but just a doe. But we're already seeing deer, mule deer right there, so that bodes well for this field. So we'll get walking in now and see what else we can find. That mule deer doe just ended up letting us walk right on by. She just laid up there and watched us, so that's good. Didn't bother her too much that we were walking through. This road right here gets pretty good traffic from the farmer, I think, so I don't think she was too concerned. So that was good. Maybe she'll be out in this field later and bring some of her boyfriends along. So, but we'll see what happens. So I really like this spot, so hopefully we see something tonight. I think we should. Came around this corner, cornfield in front of me, soybeans behind me. There's another mule deer doe up on the hill. See if I can get some footage of her now. So we're seeing deer. This corn area seems to be a good spot. The way it lays out, it's probably going to take several sits to see it. It's just so hilly that it's going to take a while to find out where they're coming from, where the best spot to sit probably is going to be. But let's plan on sitting up on that hill tonight, but we'll see kind of how things lay out. And that dove's right back there now, so I might go somewhere else. But right back there, 2 mule deer does right off the bat, so that's a good sign. But I think this cornfield, soybean area is going to be the ticket for us for sure. It's just a matter of sitting over it now and kind of figuring out where the best spots to be are, how we're going to get in and out. So we'll kind of put the pieces together as we go over the next couple of scouting trips down here. So I'm going to try to put this camera up and then go from there, figure out a place to sit. So not sure where I'm going to sit yet, but I'll figure it out here in a second. So put this camera up and then we'll get set down, hopefully see some more deer. I think I'm going to hang a trail camera on the cedar tree right here, pointing out towards the corn. Hopefully get some stuff walking down through here. But right now the plan with this trail camera is to set it here, like I mentioned, point it over this cornfield, because if we get some good daylight movement, it's really easy to tuck in right here with the ghillie suit on the ground and get a shot at something on the edge of this corn, or vice versa, sit in the corn, face this way. Either way is going to work. So that's why I'm putting it here, because if we get good pictures, good daylight movement, it's a good spot for us to come sit on this end of this cornfield. And then, like I just mentioned, we're going to do some scouting all the way around this thing, see what draws we need to set up in, because I think there's going to be some deer using it, going in and out of it, going to those soybeans. So get this trail camera up now, and then we'll find our spot up on the hill to sit for the evening. I'm back doing some more scouting. Super windy today, so we'll see what kind of footage I get for you. But if there's a little bit of wind noise back there, that's what it's from. We got 30-mile-an-hour winds at least, so I'll try to get out of the wind whenever I do some talking and stuff. So a little bit of a different piece here. It's got some more cedar trees on it. So the goal today is to just walk it, see what it looks like, and then maybe hang a trail camera on one of these 2 different spots that I'm going to. So see if we find a good spot for a trail camera. We'll hang one up, but we'll go from there and just see what we find. Well, got out of that 30-mile-an-hour wind here a little bit. This is a spot that I was scouting for turkeys and seeing 2 mule deer and 2 whitetails back on this side. And there's a wheat field back there that's private that there's a pretty beat down trail going to. There's a bunch of draws that all kind of lead to that one spot. So I put that trail camera up over that pretty beat down trail. We're just gonna see what it gets for deer, see what deer are moving through, and then we'll kind of go from there. I don't know if that's a huntable spot up there, just how it lays out. But we're gonna see what deer are in the area, what's moving through, and we might be able to make that spot work. Now I'm gonna go check a trail camera that I hung, probably 2.5 weeks ago, that I did film, but it was super windy, so none of the footage was usable. But I'll talk a little bit about that spot when we get there. Check that trail camera, just for the fun of it, see what's on it. It hasn't been out very long, but can't handle it being out here, not knowing what deer are in the area. So, gotta cross all these hills, get back to the truck, go grab some lunch, and then we'll head to that new property, or one of the new properties that we hung the trail camera on, and hopefully there's some pictures on there. So I'll go ahead and talk about this spot. I'm out of the wind. So I came down here a couple weeks ago, and essentially it's just kind of sandhills with this one big line of cedar trees running through it. Then back over my shoulder you can see there used to be an old farm up there. There's some old trees up there too. So I came down back before, and when I set the trail camera up under that cedar tree that's right back there was a mule deer doe bedded under there. I came back today, hid up in those trees, didn't get footage of him because it was a whitetail, so he took off running and he hasn't probably stopped yet, which is different than what that mule deer did. She got up, stood there and looked at me, but a whitetail buck with pretty decent antlers on him got up from the base of one of those kind of old dead cottonwood trees up there, thinking maybe a tree stand up in one of those might not be the worst idea, and just see what's coming through. There's a field out there, I'm not sure what's planted. It was corn and soybeans last year. The cornfield this year looks like it has nothing in it. The soybean field looks like it has something in it, not sure what it is. I'll take a look and see what it is. So that's the plan. Again, like I said, might put a tree stand up there, but we might just have to come down, sneak in, hunt this fence row, see what we can see, observe, kind of get a pattern on how they're using it, and then go from there. But right now the pattern so far that they're wanting to bed up top on this little hill and be able to look out. So seen deer every time we come down, so this new piece of public looks like it might be a good spot. The camera was still there, still turned on, so that's good. Hopefully it got some pictures for us. Headed back out now. I might take a little bit more of a look at these trees up here, see if there's a spot for a tree stand. Because that might be a good spot to do an observation sit from up on that hill. But we're gonna have to be careful about doing it. It might be a morning sit because every time we come in here midday, there's deer in there. So we'll have to kind of work around that, plan a little bit, decide how we want to hunt it. That trail camera should help us as well decide how we're going to end up hunting this spot. But there's definitely some deer here, which is good. So that's all we need, and then we'll figure out how to hunt them later. We just got to get a little bit of a pattern on them. That's kind of what we're building. So feels like a good spot. We'll head out. Can't wait to get home, see what's on the